And now, coming to you from the Conductor Chaos Studios, the Gamer Couch Podcast. YouTube, Twitch, Facebook Gaming. We cover it all. The newest and latest in gamer streaming. From the newest streamers to the big timers. What makes them click? How did they get started? What games do they play? What do they play on? We're going to cover it all.
It's all about humanity.
On this episode of the Gamers Couch Podcast.
Hey, welcome to this level of the Gamer Couch Podcast. I'm your host, Conductor Chaos, and today I have again with me, Julio84.
Hello, everybody.
What's going on?
It's cold.
I know,
It's like almost freezing here.
It snowed 3 inches here.
Oh, well, fine, you win. it
and I actually need to go back and work on the railroad, but man, it's supposed to be like down to 11 tonight. Who wants to do that?
No.
11 degrees. So welcome back. Today we're going to be interviewing RozayGold. You know Rozay, don't you?
I sure do.
Our Mixer days. It seems like Mixer was like something you would, I don't know, it's like a historical thing now.
What's
like,
Mixer? I forgot.
It's like, you remember that back in those Mixer days? So have you seen the new Atari that's coming out?
I have heard a little bit about it, yeah.
I'm amped about this thing. Because I stream a lot of movies and TVs. We don't have cable at the house, so I use the Amazon Fire Sticks. I got the Fire Cube.
Oh, whoa.
And the Fire Cube is pretty cool because you can like actually control your TV and you can tell it to do things and stuff like that. It's okay. So Alexa, sometimes she doesn't do what you tell her to do, or tell her to do one thing. She's like, I don't know that. But anyway, so the Atari VCS, they have 2 different ones that are coming up for pre-order. There's an 800 and a 400. I don't think there's much difference in the specs on them, other than I think the 800 comes with 100 free games and 2 controllers, and the 400 might. I'm not exactly sure on that, but it's 100 retro games. Some of the games I think have been remastered, like.
Yeah, we had an Atari when I was growing up, but my brother sold it later, which I'm still a little hurt by. So they're all like pre-programmed into the Atari. Is that how that works?
Yeah, so it's going to launch with 100 games. But what's interesting about this thing, and it's getting a lot of like hate, but I don't think people are really actually thinking about what this thing actually is. So it's basically a PC that's going to have the Atari operating system built in on one side, and then you can put an external drive hooked up to it, and you can install any operating system on it.
What?
Yeah, so you can put Windows, Steam OS.
What? Wow.
Yeah, Chrome OS. And you can also put, since it's any Linux-based.
I was just going to say
well.
Linux, but who wants to do that?
Actually.
Unless you want to download a bunch of extensions for it just to run anything.
No. So you know those arcade 1-up machines?
No.
The ones they sell at Walmart, they're like the little mini arcades.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So I bought one of those last Christmas, and I tore it apart, and I put inside a Raspberry Pi. So Raspberry Pi is like a little computer. Okay.
I'm super familiar with those, yeah.
Yeah, and so you could put on RetroPie. So RetroPie is an operating system that's devoted to like retro gaming and stuff. So like Sega Dreamcast, NES, N64, like all these different retro games. So I modified that arcade 1-up, and I put 10,000 games on it.
Oh my god! So it's like an emulator essentially.
Yeah.
At that point, it works as that.
So instead of that thing coming with like 4 pre-installed games, now I got like over 10,000 games.
Jeez.
And then I drilled out holes in the front. I installed car speakers. I put an amp inside, so now it's got sound. I put in lit up buttons because I had to change a control board because the one I bought was for Asteroids, and it was just like a little turn knob and a couple buttons. So I bought a whole new control board that's got 2 joysticks on each side, 6 buttons for each player.
Oh my God.
It's got coin buttons. So when you hit coin, if you're playing an arcade game, it actually simulates adding a quarter to the machine. And yeah, it's really cool, man.
That's really awesome.
And then I drilled out another hole in between the two speakers on the front, and I put in a USB 4-port hub. And then I ordered a set of 4 retro controllers. So I got the retro NES controller, Sega Genesis, Nintendo 64. And I don't remember. Oh, PS1 for the 4th controller.
Nice.
So any game that's like any one of those game platforms, then you could play. So anyway, back to the Atari VCS. So it's got a Ryzen processor with Radeon graphics built in. It's got 8 gigs of RAM, so you can expand that too. The RAM, it's DDR4 memory. But I went to Newegg, and most of the pre-built PCs like that that are compact are in the $300 or more range for a PC.
Wow.
And I'm gonna ditch that Amazon Cube because Atari partnered with Plex. I don't know if you've ever heard of Plex.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Plex is going to be like an approved app on this thing. And for everybody that doesn't know Plex, basically you can set up like another PC in your house and have it be a server for your TV shows and movies. So you put all your TV shows and movies in those folders, everything that's a TV show and TV shows, and everything that's a movie and movies. And then Plex will basically parse those folders and display that stuff on your TV, just like Netflix.
Nice.
So then you can create categories based on genres. So you can sort all your movies into different stuff. The TV shows are really cool because it automatically sorts that stuff for you, and it'll autoplay, like, if you're watching season 1, episode 1, season 1, episode 2, it'll queue it up and it'll autoplay it as soon as 1 is over. So it does all that stuff just like Netflix does.
Oh, cool.
And then the VCS 800 that I ordered, it's going to come with the Atari Classic joystick. So it'll have the single button up at the top right corner or left corner, the red one with the joystick. And then it's got a modern 360 style controller. But this thing's really cool. I'm actually kind of excited about this. Now, obviously, it's not going to play like Warzone, but I did see that they had it playing like Fortnite. So that was kind of interesting.
Huh.
So that might have been on the Windows-based system.
Well, that makes me curious then, all the different kind of, games, like you said, Steam, right?
Yeah, Steam OS. So I never really played around with the Steam OS, so I'm not really familiar with that, but I'm assuming that's just so you can play anything out of your Steam library then.
Yeah, I would hope so, yeah.
But the other thing is, NVIDIA's got their cloud gaming service as well.
Everyone's doing this now.
The GeForce Now. And the nice thing about GeForce Now over Stadia, the one that Google came out with, you actually had to buy the game again to be able to play it on Stadia. And who the heck's going to buy Red Dead Redemption twice just so you can play it on Stadia one place and then play it on another? I hate that. I wish all that stuff would. You should only have to buy it once. Mm-hmm. And it should all be, you should own that on, across all platforms then. But so the specs on this thing, it's only 3 pounds. It's 11.6 inches by 6 inches by 2 inches. So it's not very big. So it's very portable. Huh. And if you think about it, if you're on the road a lot, you could actually take this thing with you and hook it up to a hotel TV. And boom, you got a computer. You either play games or you got a Windows operating system on it.
Wow.
But the APU inside is AMD Raven Ridge 2. GPU is Ryzen. Doesn't really say anything but Ryzen. Storage, it's got a 32 gigabyte eMMC internal, unlimited external USB storage, and 8 gigabytes DDR4 RAM, Linux, Windows, SteamOS, Chrome OS, and it's got gigabyte Ethernet, and it's also got Wi-Fi up to 5 gigahertz, Bluetooth 4.0, HDMI 2.0. That's it on that thing.
Now, I'm surprised people aren't freaking out about this then.
There's been a lot of bad reviews on it.
Really?
Yeah. But like I said, I don't think people understand its full capabilities.
Yeah.
Yes, it's not going to play like AAA titles.
Right.
You're not going to be able to stream from it, but I think there's a lot of value in the retro gaming side of it. And the fact that you can put a whole nother operating system on there, and you could, like, I work on the railroad, so I definitely need a laptop for the other end of the road so I can write papers. So I actually was using a Raspberry Pi that I installed Windows 10 on, but it didn't run very well. So I used Raspbian instead. But I used, I was typing papers. I hooked that thing up to the hotel TV, and then I got like a little Logitech keyboard with a mouse pad built in.
Yeah.
And so I had a computer that was the keyboard was the largest thing I had to carry, because a Raspberry I could literally stick in my back pocket.
Yeah, those things are so small.
I know, they're awesome. But the other thing with Atari though is they've got a gaming hotel concept. Have you seen that?
Wait a minute. What?
Yeah. So they got Atari video game hotel concept art teases futuristic cyberpunk theme.
Wow.
And it looks awesome. And they're not just, keeping this to Atari based stuff. I mean, they're teaming up with all game developers. So this is like,
this sounds really cool.
It is. It looks really sweet. So
who's going to be the first person to get married in a hotel like that? Come on.
No, I was actually thinking they might actually move like TwitchCon to this thing.
That would be cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's a hotel.
That would be such a smart move. Have gamer conventions there. I mean, think about the publicity that could be brought in by that. That's very interesting.
Yeah. I'm bringing the heat today with this news.
You're not going to talk about how you're starting a streamer house?
Streamer house? You
don't know about streamer houses?
No.
You haven't heard of this? It's when a bunch of streamers get together and they go rent a place together, and it's
oh, like a LAN party?
I guess, but they live there.
Really?
Yeah. It's a thing.
So it's like LAN parties coming back.
But you sign a lease with these people.
Yeah.
It's a long-term LAN party, we'll put it that way.
Yeah. You sign a lease and then in 3 months you're no longer friends.
Exactly. That's, and that's what's funny is I would love, in fact, maybe I'll put this down as something to look into for news, is talking about streamer houses. Maybe if there have been any successsill ones, because I would imagine any other situation like that, it probably doesn't end well.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Everybody had roommates in college and stuff. And it's just
the real world gamer edition.
you always left not being friends. It's just kind of, not always, but for the most part, you left.
Right.
Because a year with somebody, eventually the quirks are going to get on your nerves.
Oh, yeah. That's why my best friend and I decided we're never going to live together. That's how we've remained best friends, by leaving each other alone.
All right. So today we got RozayGold. He is a 23-year-old variety streamer. Been playing video games since the Super Nintendo, since age 3. Other systems that he's had his hands on include the N64, Sega Dreamcast, GameCube, PS1, PS2, PS4, Xbox 360, Xbox One, and Xbox One S. He started streaming on Mixer and moved to Twitch, and has enjoyed meeting new people around the world and focusing on genuine friendships. You can find him on socials at Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, and YouTube. RozayGold, welcome to the show that makes the RozayGold shine.
Ooh, okay. That was cool. Hello.
You like
Hi,
that?
Rosay.
That was all right. How are you
we
guys?
talked about that last night, remember?
I know we did. That was a good way to put it in.
This is what I missed out on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So fun topic. You talked about streaming houses, right?
Yes.
FaZe Clan is a successful streaming house.
Yeah, there we go. You just name dropped for me, so now I know who to communicate with.
FaZe Clan was a successful streaming house. 100 Thieves, content creator house, is a successful one as well.
All right.
So those are two big companies in this gaming industry.
Mm-hmm.
and I know there's other ones. I think it's Optic Gaming as well. When they won the gold medal, they had a streaming house at the time, and so a lot of the older companies in this industry have already had the streaming houses, and a lot of them actually separated due to the fact of they were going their own way. So yeah,
that's a little more positive than I was expecting.
Yeah,
that's good.
So there's a little intel on that.
My little nugget, my little seed.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're a streamer, and I believe I met you back on the Mixer days.
Yes.
And your first stream back there. When did you start streaming?
I officially started streaming March 6th. I used to hit the go live button for my friends a lot of times before that. If I was like the last one alive or something, they'd be like, hey, how are you doing this? I say, I'm just going to hit the go live button. You guys can just watch it and I'll show you. Or example, or like just demonstrate, different strategies that way. So I've actually, March 6th of this year was the first stream ever for me.
Nice. So did you watch a lot of streamers before that?
Yeah, I was a viewer. I was a viewer before I was a streamer.
Who's your favorite personalities?
So
besides Chaos.
I watched the.
I was just gonna say besides Fulio. Come on, how cheap are we?
I was a Dr. Lupo fan for the longest time. He was the one person I would watch. I liked the whole group that was playing at the time of the Fortnite, because you think Fortnite came out and I was in high school, so I was really into that group of Courage, Tim, Dr. Lupo, and Ninja, and I stuck with Dr. Lupo a lot more than any of them, and so I look up to Dr. Lupo the most when it comes to streaming and the aspect of streaming.
You're that Dr. Lupo, so you gotta give old Rosie a shout out. So how long did you watch him then?
He has been my Twitch Prime sub for the last, was it year and a half?
Nice.
Yeah.
He just said that State Farm deal, I think.
Yes, he did have he just had that State Farm deal because they're doing a charity stream with State Farm.
And I think he was trying to stream with Ocasio-Cortez. She was trying to play Among Us. I didn't watch it, so I don't know how that went. But
I didn't watch.
I think there was like thousands of people waiting to play with her or something.
Yeah, probably. It wouldn't surprise me. There was a lot of people probably waiting to play. I just think it's cool sometimes when you can see the growth of the gaming industry, right? That we're reaching these monumental moments in the industry. Right.
That's why I was interested with the whole stream houses, because like back in the day, man, like you would pack up your whole entire PC and go to your friend's house, and then you would network them, because most games back then weren't. Yeah. They were network game. They weren't like, it was like internet, but inside.
Yep.
Bill's house.
Well, yeah. If you guys have ever watched Nate Shot's documentary on YouTube, he moved out of his house at the age of 18 to go to a streaming house.
Wow, like right off the bat, huh?
Yep.
That's a specific experience.
His parents were like, they're going to rot your brain.
Because you think about it, his first job was at McDonald's, right? He gave up everything to go stream, and now he was in on the 30 under 30 or something like that list.
Oh, Forbes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's a millionaire, and he
that
did
must
be nice.
Yeah, I mean, like he has his own company, 100 Thieves. So yeah.
But leaving a job at McDonald's isn't like, I would want to know, like, if there were some people that had like a 6-figure job and they just left because of streaming. That would be interesting.
I think.
Well, you hope they saved up a few months of that income first.
To be honest, it wouldn't surprise me. Dr. Lupo did. It wouldn't surprise me if Dr. Lupo had a 6-figure job. I don't know the history of Dr. Lupo, but like I haven't dug into it. He's always been an inspiration to me, and I probably should, right? But I never really dug into his past like that. But it wouldn't surprise me if he gave up a 6-figure job for streaming.
Because that's, I mean, if you think about it, once you leave a job, if you had medical insurance, dental, and all that stuff, you give all that stuff up. So that streaming income's got to go and pay for that stuff too. And that stuff's not cheap.
That's not cheap at
Right.
all.
And if you plan on going the Cobra route, that's like,
Oh my God.
Yeah. Lesson learned. We'll just put it that way.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, God, I just took my daughter and got 3 shots, and it was almost $400, without insurance. So it's expensive.
Yeah. I mean, I had a CAT scan, right? I had a CAT scan on my brain. That was $2,500 without insurance.
Yeah.
That alone, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You fall ill and it could be catastrophic. But not only that, is you got car insurance, and then I think a lot of times they'll probably treat you like a self-employed employee. So then, I mean, I
feel like the bigger ones do make it like that. So like, I feel like they have their lawyers have it written up that way, right? Because they make such a significant amount that they could probably consider themselves self-employed. Because at the end of the day, streaming is not just hitting that go live button. It is a business.
So, yeah, I mean, as far as like, if I had to give up my regular job, like, I have a family, man, that would be a lot of, I mean, I would have to make a lot of money to make it full time. So,
So, Rose, what types of games do you typically enjoy and why?
I enjoy a lot of different games. It comes down to what catches my interest for the month, honestly. But I'm a big Assassin's Creed fan, so I've played all the Assassin's Creeds. The storytelling games, I try to snag those because it is one of those games where I can still pause and talk to chat and still make those connections with my chat. So the storytelling games I enjoy. I do enjoy COD, and COD is one of those games where I'll be like, hey, I'm playing COD today. I'm not gonna, the communication's not gonna be as well as others, and I try to always inform my chat of those things, and I talk to them as much as I can in between games. I enjoy Tarkov. The first person shooters. I'm a variety. I play sports games. I play storytelling games, and that's
What about Totally Reliable Delivery Service? You like that game?
No, I did not like that. It was probably the worst 4 hours of my life, to be honest.
That was like a perfect situation.
I almost downloaded that.
That was the worst 4 hours of my life. It was free.
It was free, and I hit up Rose. I think we were still in Mixer, and I'm like, Rose, let's co-stream this Totally Reliable Delivery.
Yeah.
So that was like a perfect opportunity for like one of those SpongeBob 4 hours later.
Yeah.
Because we played that, we were all hyped up at the beginning, and then like 4 hours later, we were just like, we're dragging. We're just like, okay, just wasn't funny anymore. But then I figured out that you could take those the luggage, those luggage things, got the conveyor belt on them.
Yeah.
And you could like go up to the porta potties, and it would launch the porta potty.
Yeah. We were doing that.
That was funny. That was hilarious, actually.
Yeah.
Juvenile things like that get me laughing. So
that was the 4 hours of that I won't get back. That
was good times, though.
Don't get me wrong; it was a good stream. We had fun.
We did.
It was just I don't recommend that game for anybody.
I'm really glad I didn't download it.
It's like if you're going to stream it, do it for 30 minutes and then call it right there, because you're probably going to hit just about everything. In the
easily.
Game. So with that being said, like we said, we were co-streaming and stuff like that. But what outside of Mixer and Twitch, is there? Well, what's your goal in streaming? It's probably the same goal as everybody has: make money and make friends and all that stuff. But what platforms have you been on outside of Mixer and Twitch? So
my goal with streaming, right, is streaming started off and still is a it's a how do I want to I would say it's more of a mental help than it is for the money or anything to meet people around the world. And it's a distraction. It distracts me from the real world. That's what streaming does for me. So my goal in streaming, honestly, is to keep meeting new people and having fun. And if I make it, that's awesome. If I don't, I'm not butthurt about it. You know, like it's not a true goal. If it happens type deal. And I'm on YouTube. I've posted one video on YouTube, and I'm very pleased with the outcome. I need to. My problem right now is trying to figure out directions on where I want to make my moves to. And I'm on Instagram and Twitter. I post pretty much every time before I go live, or I just check up on people on Twitter. So those are pretty much the platforms I'm on, and Twitch. And so yeah.
So what's been like your most defining moment at streaming, or what's been? Let's see. What would be some like standout moments? I guess.
My standout moments. Oof.
Besides meeting Chaos.
I was just going to say meeting me. Jeez, Chaos, man, stop taking the words out of my mouth.
I would say, meeting meeting all my new friends that I thought, was bizarre to begin with, is meeting so many people around the world has been an amazing experience. Right.
Yeah.
And that's just, and the connections that I've made with them is like, I talk to almost a lot of them on a regular basis. So, and to tell you that I have a friend in Australia is mind blowing to me, but I do, and another achievement I would have to say is when, it was early on in Mixer, and I was streaming Paladins, and I just got a huge host, or if you would consider it Twitch, it's a raid. So like I got a huge host over on Mixer, and it was just a really good feeling knowing that I helped that one person, and they would come and bring their community to hang out with me while I'm streaming too. So like that was a big accomplishment, and just meeting new people all the time is awesome. So like I don't have a real defining moment. At just streaming in itself is a defining moment, because you never know what's going to happen when you hit that go live button. Yeah,
I mean, that's true. You never know who's going to pop in there. Has there ever been like a bigger streamer that's came in there or anything like that?
I've actually the last a couple times on Twitch now, I've had some partners host me and rated me a couple times, but like not like for a partner to find me on Twitch I feel is an accomplishment in itself, right? Because of how Twitch is so full of very good content creators and variety streamers and everything. So for me to stand out to a partner, I that's a big accomplishment.
Yeah. And that's probably going to happen a lot with us. Like some of us that came from Mixer and stuff that are all kind of grinding it out. Like Nurse Stew might be one, I would think. Maybe would be a partner one day that, we've watched him grow from where he's at. Or even you. I mean, or Fulio. Definitely not Chaos, because I'm actually not even I'm actually not. It. No, honestly,
we all remember little wee baby Fulio.
I'm not actually in it for that at all.
I'm not in it either. So if it happens, it happens.
I think we're all in that mindset. I mean, at least us three, for sure. Same idea that we're looking for it as a bit of an escape. It's something fun. We've been gamers pretty much most of our lives already, so it just kind of seemed like a natural part of the progression to share our games.
I never thought I would ever become a streamer, to be honest.
Me either.
But talking about meeting all those people around the world too, that's actually been pretty mind blowing in itself too. And back when you were a wee lad, when like the internet was starting to come around, and Fulio probably remembers this. Remember like when you would go on the early dating sites, and everybody be like, "What are you doing? You're going to get murdered!"
Right?
Like,
Someone's going to show up at your house.
Yeah,
your parents are going to ground you.
And that's how people get married these days.
Right?
Yeah,
Who would have thought?
meeting people on the internet was like a death